Trump gave the commencement speech at Westpoint, and it was an absolute disaster. He was either stoned, sedated, or something. His eyes are barely open. You could blindfold him with dental floss. Watch this clip.
And he had nothing to do. He ended up getting a divorce, found a new wife. Could you say a trophy wife? I guess we can say a trophy wife. It didn't work out too well. But that doesn't work out too well, I must tell you.
Okay, it's enough. This is a commencement speech at West Point, and he's sitting there talking about trophy wives. He can barely keep his eyes open. This is either dementia or under the influence of drugs, one of the two.
Or just plain Trump being Trump. This is the perfect example of show me who you are and believe me. You know, what was the Maya Angelou saying? Like, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. This is who he is. He doesn't give a shit about the commencement address. He doesn't give a shit about the Army people. I cannot believe he is wearing the MAGA hat.
Oh, I mean, I can believe all of this. And this is just, it continues being sane washed.
Yes.
There was the New York Times, their headline was like, Trump speaks to West Point and paints picture of the future. That's not what he did. This is a rambling, incoherent man that you could blindfold with dental floss. Did you see his eyes?
Yes. I mean, I have no idea what that is. We've been saying for a long time he must be taking something. And do you think he and Melania got in a fight and that's why he's talking about trophy wives?
I mean, I don't. I have no idea. I mean, he rambles. I don't know why he talks about Hannibal Lecter other than to say it's evident that we have massive cognitive decline, or also that he is being sedated by his physicians. I mean, he is a world famous teetotaler, but that doesn't mean that he wouldn't be taking pills from doctors, because this is just a slurred, incoherent, drunk person at a bar. Is what that sounds like to me. Okay, next up, here he is. He still fundamentally doesn't understand basic things that certainly all of the graduates at West Point would understand. Play the clip.
And I've approved a $1 trillion investment, and that will be, again, the largest ever in the history of our country. And we are buying you new airplanes, brand new, beautiful planes, redesigned planes, brand new planes, totally stealth planes. I hope they're stealth. I don't know, that whole stealth thing, I'm sort of wondering. You mean if we shape a wing this way, they don't see it, but the other way they see it? I'm not so sure, but that's what they tell me.
Okay, this sounds like a just drunk person at a bar that you Irish exit away from. You know, I mean, like, Seth, don't chipmunk his voice there, because he's like, it's a big, beautiful plane. I'm picturing with a drink, just, bleh, and he's barely opening his eyes. And this is West Point, and he's just such an embarrassing asshole. And there are so many people that either don't see this or are too stupid when they do see it. They think, yeah, he's so smart. I don't, it's just, and we just get in here every day and we cover just what a dipshit he is. And then I'm just still shocked that his approval ratings are in the low 40s. How is it not in the teens?
I have no idea, especially when you consider that he's talking to cadets and he's talking about planes. Well, he doesn't know about the planes and he doesn't care about the planes. He doesn't give a shit about anything. This is somebody who's making $1 billion a month off the presidency of the United States. That's what he cares about.
All right, here he is talking about forcing democracy on other countries at gunpoint.
The job of the U.S. Armed Forces is not to host drag shows, to transform foreign cultures, but to spread democracy to everybody around the world at the point of a gun. The military's job is to dominate any foe.
Okay. All right. Listen, first and foremost, the drag show stuff with the right, enough. Drag shows, it's a free country. If somebody wants to be in drag and do a drag show, nobody gives a shit. If the military wants to put on a drag show to entertain the officers, who cares? Is your masculinity so fragile and so insecure that you're that triggered by a drag show? I mean, this to me is just such blatant, weak masculinity that the MAGA men are so fixated on drag queens.
Well, I think you're 100% right. They have so little self-confidence and self-esteem. They're triggered by this, and it's absolutely gross.
Okay. And then the idea that he wants to force democracy onto people at gunpoint. I mean, with the point of a gun. I mean, this man needs to be in an assisted living center inside a federal prison. That's just where he needs to be. This is like if he were in federal prison, he would be in the dementia wing of the prison. Meanwhile, you have Jake Tapper and all of these other people going on and on about Joe Biden. Was Joe Biden aging? Was he slower? Yes, but it wasn't this jet stream of dementia bullshit. All right, next up, we have another video of Trump's dementia accelerating at a very rapid rate. He confuses that he gave a speech last month at the University of Alabama with a different university. Play the clip.
Army careers, and I thought I'd do this, and I can make this to a civilian audience or to a military audience. It's pretty much the same. And I did this recently at Ohio State. And
all right, Papa, you weren't at Ohio State. You were at Alabama. All right. And this is elder abuse. And I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. He does, but we're not chipmunking his voice in this episode because it's important that you guys hear. I did this at Ohio State. I mean, is he drunk? Is he on sedatives? Is he eating an edible before he goes out? Because that's not normal. That is not normal. And the media continues to wash this shit show. And then after this was over, he just tucks and rolls. And let me show you what real presidents do. Play the video of Biden shaking every graduate's hand. Here we have sleepy Joe Biden, who wasn't so tired that he couldn't shake every hand of every cadet that graduated from this academy. And then the next video is President Barack Hussein Obama, who shook every hand of every graduate. And Trump, this whole ruse that he cares about the troops is such bullshit, because if he cared about the troops, he wouldn't show up on stage looking like a demented, stoned asshole that just ate an edible and can't keep his eyes open, slurring his speech, doesn't understand what stealth technology is, and just generally embarrassing himself, droning on about trophy wives. Hello, you've had like 2 of them.
Right. You are the king of trophy wives.
I mean, what? And his trophy wife, Melania, is AWOL as the duty of the FLOTUS, which I don't give a shit about. It's probably better. The less amount of Trumps in the public eye,
I agree,
the better. But if Michelle Obama were AWOL, or Dr. Jill Biden, not to be confused with a medical doctor, but a PhD, if she were AWOL from her duties, Fox News would lose their minds. But this is what's the most frustrating thing about being an American, is just the breathtaking hypocrisy with MAGA. They do all this crazy shit, and they have the most demented, sociopathic, psychopathic, edible eating nut job out there, humiliating himself, slurring his speech, disgracing the armed forces, disgracing those cadets. And they do all of this stuff with impunity. And right now over on Fox News, I'm sure it's being spun that, oh, you know, he just loves the troops so much. But even the New York Times plays a massive part in the sane-washing of this abject shit show of incompetence that is Trump 2.0.
Well, it's so interesting because if Joe Biden made like a error in a sentence or something, let's say he said Ohio State versus Alabama, it would be front page news on MSNBC, CNN, Fox News. This guy gets up there, he can barely talk, he's slurring, he leaves without shaking hands, and there is absolutely nothing about it. And so my question is, when are we going to know when the 25th Amendment is coming? Because he needs the 25th Amendment now. He is completely incompetent. Are we just going to watch this decline every day for the next 4 years? If it's this bad in the first 6 months, what's it going to be like 36 months from now?
But I think that's the point. This guy is a Trojan horse for a lot of nefarious actors that have ridden in into the epicenter of the federal government. Elon Musk jumped right inside this Trojan horse, got in, shut down all of the investigations. He is a toddler that you can placate with things. He is a toddler that you can say, oh, sit down. We're going to have a show and tell where you sign executive orders. We're going to have all the cameras there and everybody's going to talk about how great and how powerful you are. Fantastic. Hey, you get to give a commencement speech today. Meanwhile, all of this evil shit is happening behind the scenes because they have this demented loser in office that is easily manipulated by dark forces within the true deep state, which rode in on his Trojan horse, and easily manipulated by all of these Middle East despots, Viktor Orban, Kim Jong-un, Vladimir Putin, et al. And so this will continue to go because Trump has given the Christian nationalists and the Republicans everything they've ever wanted. It also provides them cover. They can say, look, we don't really like the way he acts sometimes, but we really like his policies. We like that he's cutting all of these things. This waste, fraud, and abuse was out of control with the Democrats. And so he can go in and take most of the bullets because he's such an asshole, and his cult of personality will just go along. But make no mistake, the 25th Amendment is not coming because he's surrounded by people who are inherently evil, who inherently demonize the poor and want to consolidate wealth at the very, very top of the federal government. So I don't think this is ever going to happen. And we're going to continue to cover this embarrassment over and over and over again as we have since 2016.
I'm afraid you're right.
All right. That's all we have from today in the United States of America. We'll see you all later.